Warm welcome to this special episode of ETGovernment's Digital India Leadership Series. My name is Anoop Verma. Today, our guest for this special episode is Mr. Joginder Tanikella. He is the CEO at TWorks, an initiative of the government of Telangana. TWorks is based in Hyderabad and is India's largest prototyping center. The organization is playing a critical role in assisting startups and encouraging a culture of innovation in the country. Joginder Tanikella was appointed CEO of TWorks by the government of Telangana in May this year. By working proactively on community outreach and social relevance, Mr. Tanikella has played a pivotal role in enhancing the visibility of TWorks. Welcome, Mr. Tanikella.
Thank you, Anoopji. Thank you. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here. And thanks to yourself and Economic Times for the interview.
Thank you. We'll start by knowing what TWorks is all about and what its core mission is. And what initiatives are you taking to foster a culture of innovation within TWorks? And how do you use your personal background to this advantage?
Thank you. Thank you, Anoopji. So actually, TWorks is as India's largest prototyping center. And now we are also working to make it India's largest manufacturing knowledge partner. So with over 78,000 square feet of space, which includes machinery as well as people, that is, electronics engineers, prototyping specialists, product designers, and so on. We are supporting startups and individuals as well as corporates to develop their prototypes and make their ideas into reality. So that is the main mission of TWorks. And my personal background is that I have about 23 years of experience in prototyping and hardware manufacturing. In fact, I'm also the first hardware startup from India to get into Y Combinator, which is a global US accelerator. And because of this experience, I am working to support entrepreneurs and startups to take their ideas forward. Within TWorks, how I foster the culture of innovation is that because I am very used to being a founder, that is, I take action. So I'm also encouraging our staff to take action and take things forward by identifying and failing fast, which means basically, converting an idea into reality and testing whether the idea works or not. So if anybody comes to me and asks for some permission to carry out some particular activity also, my first reaction is always to tell them, please try it out. And then we'll see whether it goes forward. Yeah. Thank you.
So what are the key milestones in the growth of TWorks?
So the key milestones in the growth of TWorks are, of course, the inception of TWorks. After that, the building of TWorks, which is a landmark in Hyderabad. And it was after the building of TWorks. Now, after I have taken over, I'm also working to democratize access to the prototyping and the machinery facilities within TWorks by increasing the outreach. So the key milestones would be the inception, the building, and also the new plan I have, which is to take TWorks to the villages and the hinterland of Telangana.
So what kind of response are you having from the Telangana, as we know, is the hub of startups in the country. Some of the best startups are located in Hyderabad. So what kind of response are you seeing from them?
So we get good response from startups, actually. It's not just in Telangana. We get startups from all over India. So if they want one place to come and work on their physical prototyping, then they can come here and work on that. So till now, actually, startups have been using TWorks more like a place where to come and get their work done. But now we are also encouraging startups to come here and take up residence for a short period of 3 months. Because I personally believe that within 3 months, you should be able to make at least your prototype. Otherwise, you should relook at the way you're working. So that is one program which we have launched after I joined. Another program which I'm launching soon is a practical-oriented incubator for startups, which means that I have myself seen that, startup incubation and acceleration in India is very theoretical, where you have a lot of mentorship, but most important and more important than mentorship is actual practical support. So what I want to do is that the first cohort, which I hope to launch by this month end, we will give practical support that if they want, for example, a connect with, say, a government institution or a connect with a corporate, we should be able to do that, get them business, and so on. Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of resources and facilities are you providing to innovators and entrepreneurs?
So, of course, as I mentioned, we already have a lot of good machinery, which is there for the innovators. Apart from that, we also have people. So we have a good team of electronics engineers, mechanical engineers, product designers, prototyping specialists, and also R&D specialists. So these are the resources which we provide on the human front. So basically, there are two aspects you can look at. First aspect is that if somebody has an idea, so they can come to us and we'll help to develop that idea. The other is if they already have the design, then we can help them to prototype it. After this comes the actual manufacturing. So though we don't do, say, large volume manufacturing, we are very happy to promote industry. So if you want to set up an MSME, we'll help you to set up that MSME through knowledge transfer as well as technology transfer. And of course, this also involves that we support startups and companies by helping them with their supply chain management. So, vendor identification, vendor ratification, and various other services in that line.
The field of the digital technologies, the hardware and software, they're evolving very fast. So the facilities that you have created, they are quite extensive. So how do you ensure that you keep upgrading as the technology evolves? And the skill of your own engineers should also evolve with the technologies. Maybe next year, some other requirement will be there.
Example,
Yes.
the machinery which is here has been placed during the inception of the T-Works. So I am actually looking at incorporating more additional machinery. But this newer machinery, which will come over the course of my term as CEO, will be placed after industry consultation. So my objective is that any new machinery should come in after extensive industry consultation, so that we know exactly what is required. So there, I hope I've answered one of your questions. And the other question is that when we are upgrading the machinery as well as getting new machinery, we will also be upgrading our own engineers and designers. And that is a continuous process actually that goes on, because we expose them to various machinery industries as well as we can hold workshops and so on here.
So how do you measure the success of the projects that you are developing at T-Works? So, I mean, one way would be that you see the success of the clients that come there to do their work. Or the other would be that what kind of patents or something result from the work that is being done there.
Yeah, so actually,
Or it could be something else. So
no.
that's what I would.
That's also a good question. So one of the aspects I have noticed after taking over is that we don't have any IP as such. So that is a serious need which I'm addressing, actually serious concern, which I believe that because I personally feel that India as such should become a country, a nation of intellectual property creators, not just as service providers. So that is one aspect I'm looking at. How can we develop IP, joint IP in collaboration with academia? Because I believe in collaborative co-innovation also. And that will be one measure of the success, what is the IP we create out of T-Works. But most important success metric would be that actual physical products which are out there in the market. I believe that commercialization of technology as well as translational R&D, which means any R&D which we do should actually be used for the benefit of society. So that would be the biggest metric for measuring the success of T-Works. Interestingly, my personal target is that to create a brand for Make in Telangana. And in this, my aim is that by this financial year end, we should actually have at least 100 products out there, which have the T-Works logo as designed in T-Works or supported by T-Works and Telangana logo, Telangana government logo. So that is one of my metrics. And another metric is, of course, creation of prototyping specialists.
The government of India has a very extensive vision for hardware and software sectors. By 2030, they expect a sizable growth. So what kind of contribution an institution like T-Works can make in this growth?
Actually, T-Works can become, it is on the way actually to becoming a manufacturing incubator, which basically means that we will support companies and startups which are into manufacturing. And apart from supporting them in the terms, as I mentioned earlier, already product development, product design, supply chain management, and also MSME support, we also want to create resources. So for example, there is an SMT line which was not installed, which I'm in the process of installing right now. And once that SMT line is installed, then we also want to start training resources for the semiconductor industry, on-ground training for them for electronics, and even the PCB facility which is in the process of commissioning right now. So there also will train resources. So basically, the two ways will contribute to the nation's manufacturing initiatives are: one is, of course, supporting the startups and the industry, and other is creating resources, trained resources to take part.
So as the semiconductor industry and chip industry grows in the country, do you think that T-Works can expand into other cities where such hubs are coming up, semiconductor and other hubs are coming up? Is that a possibility?
Definitely. In fact, I'm also not here to be CEO of the building. So part of my aim is to scale TWorks actually. So the first way to scale TWorks is I'm expanding into the districts. So this is a proposal for which our government is also supporting us. So we are expanding into all the districts of Telangana. And similarly, my aim is also to expand to other cities as well, so that we can take the TWorks name forward throughout India.
So the hardware manufacturers, the small scale, first of all, it needs a lot of investment. The hardware, the semiconductor and chip industry. But the smaller players who come in, they might not have that kind of capacity to invest that much. So along with providing them the technology and the skills and the prototyping facilities, is there a possibility that TWorks can also provide them some kind of facilities for getting coming in connect with the investors or finding some avenues for growing their business?
Again, that's a very good question, Abhijit, because actually, as a hardware entrepreneur myself, I have seen the struggle which hardware companies in India especially face to get investment. So, in fact, for my companies also, I had to actually go to the US, Y Combinator and so on to get investment. So it's not very easy. So one of the things I'm working on, like I mentioned, that I want to start this cohort of startups from this month end, is that I want to link them to hardware investors from across the world, actually. So wherever there's a good project, we'll also connect people to hardware-focused VCs and also try to connect them to bigger corporate partners. For example, there may be a services organization which is looking to get into manufacturing. The fastest way and the best way for them to get into manufacturing would be, or semiconductor industry example would be, to tie up with a company which has technologies. Like recently also, we have received a company from Japan which has a specific technology for semiconductor industry, and they're looking for partners to develop that technology and take it forward in India.
How does the government support your goals at TWorks?
So first of all, I'm very happy that our present government is supporting me in taking the name and mission of TWorks forward. So they are also very keen on decentralization of industries and making sure that the development of industrialization and the benefits of industrialization spread throughout the state. So that is something I'm personally very keen on also. So this is how the government is supporting us by allowing me and allowing TWorks to decentralize industries and take development of prototyping specialists as well as micro entrepreneurship throughout the state.
Where do you see TWorks in 2030?
That's a nice question, actually. So where I see TWorks in 2030 is, first of all, considering we have 6 years from now. So the first thing would be 33 micro TWorks, which will be spread throughout the state, which have 33 districts on a hub and spoke model. The second thing is at least one TWorks in each metropolitan city. Then the main impact of TWorks is, of course, not the physical space of TWorks, but more like I'm looking at, for example, creating 40,000 prototyping specialists within Telangana only. This is very important because, as the Design in India initiative of the central government is also taking shape, we will need actually prototyping specialists who are skilled people who can translate any manufacturing idea into a prototype using any given kind of material. And for this, we don't need much educational qualification. My aim is, to give opportunity for, say, 12th standard pass students also to become prototyping specialists. And basically, I want people to start working with their hands. We have been doing so much of ITES and services for so many years that in the rural areas also, everybody wants to join a software services company. Instead of that, I would rather that they also think about manufacturing and starting their own industries. So TWorks, where I see it in 2030 would be the logo of TWorks and the government of Telangana logo on various products throughout the country. That is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I think the way the semiconductor industry is growing in the country, the future seems bright for TWorks.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Nujit.
Thank you, Mr. Tanikella. It was very nice talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.